In a world fueled by extreme levels of testosterone, body part sacrifice, spitting and stomping are part of the game. We're going deep into the dirt, the controversy, and cautionary realm of the NFL. This video gives exclusive access to the side of the NFL that certainly isn't showcased on game day. We'll reveal player actions that have raised concerns over the years and uncover the dirty details behind the scenes. Knowing who's who off the field is just as important as cheering for them on the field. So, buckle up that chin strap and bring your mouthpiece as we remind you of the 10 all-time dirtiest players like our crazy number 10, Wild Bill Romanowski. I know many of you remember this maniac. Nicknamed Romo, August 2003, Bill Romanowski punches Raiders tight end Marcus Williams in the face during a practice session. The altercation resulted in Williams suffering a fractured left eye socket. Romanowski faced significant criticism and legal consequences for his actions. The incident invited criticism of the former linebacker's on-field conduct, and he was charged $340,000 for Williams' lost wages and medical expenses. He was such a menacing figure on the gridiron, was notorious for his brutal and dirty playing style. His on-field aggression reached its peak in December 1997 when he spit in the face of San Francisco 49ers wide receiver J.J. Stokes, an act that stained his reputation with a mark of brutality and intimidation. This next terror on the turf had the same spitting issues as Romo. Sean Taylor, everyone remembers this stealthy monster, would certainly play every down with the very baddest of intentions. Teammate Lorenzo Alexander is quoted as saying of Taylor, "The dude was kinda crazy, but it all made sense once you saw him play on Sunday and how ferocious he was." In his rookie season, he accrued $25,000 in fines for unnecessary roughness penalties. November 2004, during a game between the Redskins and the Bengals, Taylor was accused of spitting in Houshmandzadeh's face during the game. Following the incident, Taylor was ejected from the game and subsequently fined $17,000 by the NFL for unsportsmanlike conduct. His menacing presence and relentless pursuit of greatness made him a nightmare for opposing offenses, just like our next old-school dirty legend, Dick Butkus. His imposing presence and nasty demeanor made him a nightmare for opposing offenses, as he prowled the field like a grizzly bear, ready to unleash terror on his prey every snap. Mike Ditka comments, "He was the toughest, meanest player ever. I loved watching him play." An official reached into a pile looking for the ball and jumped back suddenly, yelling, "Butkus bit me." Dick Butkus struck fear into the hearts of opponents with his relentless intensity in punishing hits. Butkus did not face many fines from the NFL for on-field conduct during his playing days. Bone crushing was common behavior. Same goes for our next toothless giant. He did not face many fines due to the time era. Jack Lambert. The Steelers and their three-time Pro Bowl linebacker were so confused about how to play in this new no dangerous hits allowed NFL. From the Hall of Famer himself on today's game, quarterbacks should be fitted for skirts as the league moves to protect them, and the rules back in the 1970s were far less restrictive. While he was celebrated for his ferocious playing style as a linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers, his intimidating demeanor left a lasting impression on all who crossed his path, cementing his legacy as one of the most feared defenders in NFL history. This next monster comes with a cautionary label: potential distress for children and increased susceptibility to fear. Albert Haynesworth was pure horror on the field with his monstrous strength and relentless aggression. One of the most notorious incidents occurred in 2006 when he stomped on the head of Dallas Cowboys center Andre Gurode, resulting in one of the largest fines in NFL history. His urge for violence struck fear into the hearts of opponents ready to wreak havoc on anyone who dared to stand in his way. The 6'6", 320-pound Haynesworth stomped Andre Gurode's head, knocking off his helmet, then kicked and stomped his face. Gurode needed 30 stitches to repair the slash from the cleats. The league suspended Haynesworth for 5 games for flagrant unnecessary roughness. Many of Haynesworth's previous problems had been hidden from attention because they took place in practice. As a sophomore at Tennessee, he fought with a teammate and left the practice, only to return with a long steel pipe looking to beat down Will Offenhusel. Thankfully, Coach Philip Fulmer stopped him. Although this guy is super scary, he does not have a record of amputating any of his body parts like the next Dirty Town Butcher. Ronnie Lott, more like a brick wall running around the field with 4.5 speed. He had the tip of his left pinky finger amputated after the 1985 season when it was crushed while tackling running back Timmy Newsome. A bone graft surgery would not have allowed him to start the 1986 season. Another injury sidelined him for the season's last 2 games in 1986, but he still led the league with a career-best 10 interceptions while recording 77 tackles, 3 forced fumbles, and 2 QB sacks. In his 10 years with the 49ers, former NFL coach Bill Walsh quotes, "He was the most ferocious hitter I ever saw." NFL Hall of Famer Jerry Rice commented, "He would hit you so hard, you would think twice about catching another pass. Just like our next dirty beast who was a collector of cracked helmets." Mike Singletary. Rumors of him being a collector of cracked helmets would be heard throughout the league. An anonymous opponent once quoted, "He was like a werewolf." One of the most iconic moments in Singletary's career came during a game in 1986. After suffering a massive laceration on his butt cheek that required stitches, Singletary returned to the field, refusing to let the injury sideline him. His mere presence on the field commanded respect, from his decleating tackles to his relentless pursuit of the ball carrier. He was possessed with an ability to read plays and anticipate movements, allowing him to bring a non-human-like force to his opponent, like our next Dirty Town resident, who was solely responsible for the NFL rule that makes it not only a penalty, but an automatic disqualification to rip off an opposing player's helmet. Lyle Alzado, October 1983, during a match between the Los Angeles Raiders and the New York Jets. Raiders linebacker Matt Millen said, describing the Alzado rule incident, "He held Ward down, tore his helmet off, and then threw it 20 yards down the field. This incident further fueled Alzado's reputation as an intense and aggressive player. A ferocious competitor known for his aggressive playing style left a trail of destruction in his wake between the sidelines. His volatile behavior and intense character led to altercations and confrontations with his opponents, being one of the most terrifying players in the NFL." Speaking of confrontations and volatile behavior, Peter King's description of our next non-human-like dude, "He was like a wild man possessed, as if he was some sort of animal hunting down prey." Ray Lewis, a towering presence in NFL history. January 2001, the Baltimore Ravens were in the AFC Championship game against the Tennessee Titans. Ray Lewis was fined a total of $25,000 for 2 separate plays in the same game. Lewis came up with a terrifying hit on Titans tight end Frank Wycheck. The hit resulted in a $10,000 fine. The second fine was for a hit on Titans quarterback Steve McNair, which resulted in a $15,000 fine. Lewis commanded both respect and fear on the field. While he was revered for his leadership and hard-hitting play as a linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens, Lewis's well-known legal case in 2000 stemmed from a fight in Atlanta that resulted in the deaths of 2 men. Then Commissioner Paul Tagliabue issued a $250,000 fine resulting from Lewis, who'd pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge of obstructing justice after originally being charged with murder. If we had to elect a mayor in the world of the NFL's Dirty Town candidates, our number 1 would certainly have a key to the city: Ndamukong Suh. If you find my aggressive and dominating play dirty, then that's your opinion. But I would assume most people want someone who's going to do anything and everything within the lines to win for their team, because I know I would. He has not missed a game due to injury in his 12-year career. 5 Pro Bowls and 3 Super Bowls. Nicknamed Sioux Train, a dominant force on the field, struck fear into the hearts of his opponents with his ferocious playing style. Altercations included stomping on Evan Dietrich Smith of the Green Bay Packers in 2011, $164,000 fine. In 2012, he kicked Matt Schaub of the Houston Texans in the groin, $30,000. And in 2014, stepping on the leg of future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers, $70,000. Unfortunately, the list goes on. Sue's total fines over the years, $500K plus. By subscribing, you'll receive positive vibes guarding you against having nightmares of these 10 NFL players.